as a child, I was brought up on a farm, and I always loved animals. So I had every pet possible. Horses, we had to wait for a long time because my dad was studying medicine. But I had guinea pigs, rabbits, mice, everything that I could get and play with, I had. I always wanted a job with animals, and my dad suggested, I thought I'd be a farmer or a game ranger, and he kept on saying, well, it's probably a man's job mainly. So he sort of pushed me to the idea of veterinary. He said you'll have more independence to work with animals. So luckily for me, I got into Onderstepoort after working very hard, and I was 17 when I got there. I started school quite young. And once I was in there, it wasn't that difficult. I think you were in a situation where you were all working. It was only 10% girls were accepted in those days, and it was a small class of 45. And so I qualified at 21. And I took a job in I was looking for a job anyway. So my first job ended up in Port Elizabeth. And lucky for me, I was, as you come from Onderstepoort or as a student or a new grad, you're not extremely knowledgeable. And I worked for 2 male partners, and they liked surgery. So we did, in those days, which is a long time ago, where there were no specialists. So everything that was, that came into the private practice, we repaired or fixed or tried our best to, and had different ways. So that's where I think my love of surgery started. All those kids were sitting on a bench in a line. You know, those ones around. So I said, can you all count to 10? 1, 2. Oh, kids. Then I said, now you must be nice to animals, hey? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Right. What I can say from then is I travelled and I left them and I moved around, and I eventually did arrive in George, wanting a part-time job to have more of a life. I had then married a farmer and lived up in Herald, and the PDSA in Cape Town had said they were building a hospital in George, and they offered me the job. I was at that point doing locums and living up in Herald. So when they said they were looking for a vet, I said fine, I'll do mornings only, and my condition is I want to do the surgery. And that's how I started 29 years ago. So to me, it has been my dream as if I like surgery. And the thing about it being a welfare vet is I love trying to fix the animals, and there isn't that budget constraint on me. So if I want to keep it in the hospital, I keep it in the hospital. I haven't got a thing of saying they didn't pay enough money. I can decide that this one is irreparable and I can put it down, but everyone says your job must be horrible because you see so much suffering. I think they're a bit wrong because we aren't an SPCA. Everyone that comes to the PDSA hospital brings their animals in to be treated. So the onus falls on me then to treat them as much as I'm allowed to treat them. My budget isn't restricted, but I'm very careful of buying cheaper drugs and bulk drugs and working out for cheaper deals. So I don't think it costs us that much. We'd get donated food, so if they stay here. So my whole emphasis in this job is I care for the animal. I don't care for the owner. I don't care anything around that. I don't do cruelty because they are bringing them to me. And I think since this hospital's been here, my greatest achievement is we've introduced the neighbouring people to care for the animals. Vaccination, deworming and sterilisation is at affordable prices. So they can come in here, they can tell me they've got no money, and I don't say, well, sorry, that's the price. We can say, well, what can you afford? Can we fix it?
Yeah.
So when I cut into that,
You know that you
I
can
know
have
it's
access to that thing.
okay. So like the cat, you push in, you cut in it deeply, and you squeeze it out, and then it's easier just to take that tunic and take off there. And I think that's been the biggest joy here. There's no stress, there's no pressure. And I think generally I go home with an accomplishment. I feel that I've helped animals, and that's what I'm doing it for. You know, I don't think I want to. The private practice just wasn't for me in the end. I just don't think I've done my time of private practice, and I think when you get into welfare, it suits some people, it doesn't suit others. But I think with my love of surgery, I'm happy here. It's my happy place. No one will get turned away. We only refuse surgery if it's too big to operate. Often people coming to welfare, they wait too long. And sometimes the tumours are too big to be taken off, or in the wrong place, or I think it's too malignant, things like that. But if they bring in the animal here and they've got no money and there's care and there's love for that animal, we fix it. Sometimes they don't come and fetch the animal, or we feel the home isn't quite right, and then we'll still fix the animal up and rehome it. Like they brought a little kitten in now with his eye had to be removed, and sucker for me, I adopted him. But they brought him in to be euthanized, they didn't want him. I just didn't see the point of euthanizing a healthy little kitten. And it doesn't take me long to take an eye out. It doesn't take long, it's quick, it's 15 minutes. And the cat's 100%. So I don't think you realize that the animals can heal, and they're so, I don't know, you get so much response and such great feeling from the animals. You know, the legs are broken, they've got a pin in, next day they're walking on the leg, everyone's happy. So I think it's been I've never not enjoyed coming to work, and there's always different things, you know, it's always something different comes up. We are a team, it's a team. We've got everyone, Aiden's a vet student and he comes and helps, so it's quite nice, he's learning lots, he's camera shy, but he's our star brain. My brain's gone, they're leaving my star nurse.